This is Call Me Didi, a podcast all about empowering you to become your best self while having a bit of fun.
Didi? What do you mean by that?
Didi, like your virtual big sister. Welcome to Call Me Didi, everybody. I'm your host, Diva.
And I'm your host, Sanchi, and let's get into today's episode. We are actually recording after 3 weeks, and I'm feeling a bit, the feels.
Yeah, also it's episode 9. Can you believe it? Like we've touched episode 9.
I'm so proud of us.
We stuck through. We hope you guys are enjoying these episodes. Obviously, please tell us how you feel about the episodes and if you have any recommendations. But before we get into today's episode, let's talk about our highlights. Obviously, we're recording after 3 weeks, so maybe tell me your highlight of the 3 weeks, of the month, of just the general vibes, if there are any.
As you all know, I'm back in India, spending time with my friends and family. And so my recent highlight is just spending time with my old childhood friends. And it's so cozy and nice because I met two of my really close friends recently. We have been friends since like 10 years now. We were looking at our old pictures and we were like clicking similar pictures again. And we're like comparing them. Look how we've grown and how we're still friends, and it's just so nice to have people like that in your life. Even though you know that you've grown your separate ways and you just meet once in a year or 2 years, but whenever you meet, you still have that cozy vibe, and you know that you have people in your life who actually love you.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute. It's a very good feeling meeting old friends.
Okay, so tell me
Nice.
your highlight of the vibes and the recent scenarios.
Yeah, so while Sanchi's been in India, my dad actually came and stayed with me for 3 weeks. He left this week, and that was really nice. Like, I think this is the first time I spent time with my dad just one on one. It was just us. And we did so many things together. Like, now that I think of how much we did in 3 weeks, we covered so much. My dad, he was on a cooking spree. He wanted to cook for me non-stop. He'd wake up at 7 a.m. and start cooking. He'd make breakfast, then he'd go to the gym, then he'd come back, then he'd cook lunch, then he'd be like, "What do you want for dinner?" And I was like, "Dad, like, I cook once a day, max."
But that's
um,
so cute, no? Like you get food in
Very
your
cute.
hands when you're in Australia. It's just the best feeling.
So nice. And he'll every time he'd go to the gym, he'd come back with a new sabzi. He'll be like, "Today I'll make you this." And it was really, really cute. So I had bharta after like years. Because when was, I mean, you don't like it, but like, I like it, but I'm not gonna sit and make bengan ka bharta, and here and roast the bengan and all that. So that was nice. Just, yeah, it was very cute vibes. Yeah, that was
I'm
my highlight.
sure. That is so cute, bro. I love that. Wait, your dad joined the gym for 3 weeks? Like
He
literally?
would just go with my pass because I was
Done it.
working, and he goes to the gym very regularly in India. Like he's very, very regular. So, and he loved the gym here. So he used to like look forward to going. He was going for his runs and whatnot. And yeah. And we
Hats
went and
off,
worked out
man.
together a few times. So that was fun as well.
That is so cool, bro. I love that.
Anyway,
Okay,
let's get into today's episode.
what are we talking about?
Drum roll.
Doctor?
We're talking about side hustles and all side hustles that you can make money from in 2024.
Yes. And these are like very accessible. You can do them on the side if you have a full-time job or even if you are a student. All of them are great to start with and not too hard. I think 2024 is a good year to start side hustles. A lot of people think that now they're saturated and no, like you can't start them, but that's not the case. I feel like everything is free to start. All you need is passion to actually do it and like be consistent with it because it takes time to see results, but you definitely see them.
I agree. Like, we're talking about a lot of side hustles today. So, the way you pick your side hustle is, I think, the one that you can find some passion in you for, something that vibes with the person you are. Because I feel
Mhm.
like if you start a side hustle, which either you're really, really disciplined, but if you just start to try, you're probably not going to follow through unless something of it clicks with you.
Yeah, in 2021, I started looking for ways to make money online, and I think I tried like five, seven different side hustle ideas just to like test what I like. So I was like, this is so cool. I tried print on demand first, like a different website, and I was like, "Whoa, this is so cool! I'm gonna make money off it." And then I tried making not even a single sale. Then tried a different side hustle, not even a single sale. Then tried a different side hustle, not even a single sale. And then I tried one more thing and not even a single sale. Then I tried a different store on that same platform. I got my first sale. I remember it was 7 a.m. in the morning. And I opened my phone and I had a sale. And that was the first sale of my life. I was like, I have made money online, really? And I ran to my dad at 7 a.m. in the morning. I was like, I got a sale, I got a sale, I got a sale. And I was just so happy. And I was like, this is it. I want to do this. This is what I want to do in my life.
This
It
is
was
how I
just too
become a
good.
millionaire.
I literally believed that, but now it's not
I
there
mean, you
anymore. I don't do that.
could have, because you made a decent amount of money, right?
I did. Like I did that side hustle for 1.5, 2 years, and I did make decent amount of money. And if I would have been the same level of consistent and same level of passionate about that thing that I was doing, I would have probably made a living out of it. But it didn't come to me. Like I was not fully passionate about it, so it
Yeah.
was just to make money on the side.
I like how we're talking about this thing in secret, but I think it's a good way. So you need to listen to the full episode to find out which side hustle did Sanchi make money with.
I
Because we'll
agree.
talk about it later in the episode.
Yeah, true, true, true. So, but the biggest lesson I learned from that experience was that if you pick a side hustle just to make the money,
Mhm.
it won't be consistent and long term. Like you will make money off it for sure. Like after a point of time, you'll lose interest in it and you won't want to do it anymore. So if I knew this before, I would have chosen something like a field that I was actually interested in and I would actually want to do it long term so that in future I could make full living out of it and leave my job. But if you choose something just for the money, I think in a year or 2 years, you won't feel like continuing it. So, yeah, we'll talk about a lot of side hustles here, but I would recommend choosing something that you feel like, oh, this is really cool and interesting. I want to do that. I would want to do that for long term. And if you don't know, try them and see what you feel like you really enjoy doing. Um,
You'll have to try it to know if you like
yeah,
it or not.
yeah, yeah. So do that and then choose something that you actually enjoy doing because you can make money out of all of them. You just need to find what you actually enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. So the first side hustle that we will be talking about is something that actually we're doing right now as we speak, which is social media content creation. So, obviously, this
Yeah.
podcast is a passion project for us, but not to say that we don't want to scale it and not make money off it, because it is time that we invest into it and it is a lot of resources. And, we think about what we want to create for you, where do we want to take this? And at the end of that, that should have a return on it as well. So that's the first one we're talking about, which is social media content creation in general. So that could be your Instagram, you could be posting on YouTube, obviously starting a podcast, posting on TikTok, posting on LinkedIn even. You can write stuff on LinkedIn, post videos on LinkedIn, because these are all social media platforms.
Yeah. And depending on what platform you choose, it depends how you can make money off it. Like if you're on Instagram, TikTok, or any platform that is like more short form video content, it's more of affiliate marketing. You can earn money, or you can earn money through sponsored posts. If you don't know what's affiliate marketing, it's basically when you're referring a product or a service to your audience and you get commission for referring that. If someone chooses to take that product or service through the link that you offer, you get commission off it. That's called affiliate marketing. So
Yeah.
basically, you get money off affiliate marketing or sponsored posts. But if you are creating content which is long form, like YouTube, you get AdSense. Like YouTube pays you to create content. And LinkedIn doesn't pay you to create content, but I think it's a great platform where you can build your expertise, show your expertise in an area, and then you get a lot of inbound requests there. People will reach out to you for your services. I think every platform is very unique, so you need to see what resonates best with you and maybe start there.
So another way that people make money these days is UGC, which is basically user generated content, which means that you make content for other people. So let's say you don't want to, start your social media handle and post for yourself, but you are comfortable in front of the camera. You can actually make content for other businesses, because think of small businesses who want to post on Instagram and you see them post the same bloody static image made on Canva, and nobody is interested in that. It is so 2018. Nobody cares, right? Reel is the way to go, short form video is the way to go. But lots of business owners don't want to make those videos because they don't feel comfortable, and they may not have the time for it. So you can ask them if you can create videos for them and get paid for it in return. And a lot of people actually make a fair amount of money just doing this.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. And it's more like, so the brands need organic content to put on their social media in terms of reviews. Like they want actual people to be using their products so that they can use that content to put on their social media, because that's how trust is built with their audience. So user generated content is great way to start if you don't want to put effort in your own social media and you don't have following but you want to start earning money through social media. Okay, Diva, tell me, how will you rate this out of 10 in terms of difficulty to start?
So that meaning 1 is low difficulty to start and 10 is high difficulty to start.
Yes.
I would give it maybe a 1 on 10 or a 2 on 10, not more than that, just because it's not hard to do. Obviously, it takes some confidence, it takes some being comfortable with the camera, but if you have that, then it's really not hard to start doing this. How quickly do you make money? It depends on what path you take and how obviously frequently you post, what platform you post on as well, because the way you post on Instagram is going to differ to the way you post on YouTube and how much money that can generate for you as well. But I think that as long as you're consistent, eventually you'll see that return come through for you.
That is true. Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And next one is actually very interesting. It's freelancing, you guys, freelancing. And I know it's a very overarching heading, but if you have a skill you're confident in, or if you feel like this is something you're really passionate about and you want to learn more about that skill and then monetize that skill, freelancing is a great way to start earning some money, because it's like you're offering your services to someone and you're getting paid for it, but you're not tied down to one specific client. You can have multiple clients at one time. You can choose who you want to work with, who you don't want to work with, how much you want to charge for your services, depending on your level of expertise, depending on where you're located. A lot of times you're located in a country where you don't get paid a lot, but if you work with clients that are based overseas, you can charge a lot more because the income level people get there is a lot higher. So, yeah, I think it's a great way to start building your portfolio as well. Some of the areas where you can start freelancing without having specific skills is like maybe voiceover or virtual assistant. You don't really need specific skills for that. All you need is a good voice like Diva.
Wow, thanks. But how does this voiceover thing work? I'm curious.
So a lot of brands need people's voice for the ads. Like you see a lot of voiceover video
Oh,
content
yeah.
on. So a lot of people don't like putting their own voice, and AI is a very AI. So you need human voices that people can connect with. So people find, like a lot of brands find people online to just get voiceover content. So they'll send you the script and you just have to record voiceover and send it to them. So it's a great, like, all you need is a good voice. And if you think you have a good voice, you can just start practicing recording and then portfolio online and then start sending it to people.
Interesting.
Virtual assistant is also great.
Yeah. So many people need virtual assistants, even in, I think, the places I have I currently work, I have worked, where you have worked. Everybody needs virtual assistants, especially in marketing agencies, but not even that. Any, really busy person needs somebody to just look after their emails and their schedule and calendar. And sometimes it's just about posting and scheduling content. It's just very administrative work, which can be done by anyone. And you can be sitting in a different country and do it for a different country. Like, it's totally fine to do. And it's really easy to do as well, as long as you can show that you can have attention to detail and you're timely. You're fine. That's all you need. This one, the only roadblock that I see is that it's easy to start, but eventually the thing that you use the most is your time, right? So obviously you can charge people a lot for your services, but at one point there's going to be a cap at it
Mm,
when you have no more time left in your hands, basically. Unless you find ways to scale it and make an agency out of it, just doing it for yourself, by yourself, is going to be a little bit tricky in terms of how much money you can make out of it.
yeah, yeah.
The other thing that people do, which is similar to virtual assistants, is social media management. Maybe not so similar, but along the same lines of it being quite, easy to do. It's on your phone. A lot of people have social media. A lot of it is just scheduling posts, replying to comments, for brands. You're just, you post stories for them. You schedule, let's say, a podcast for them. You schedule a video for them. You make sure it's gone up properly. That sort of thing is social media management, and the social media management agencies which exist as well. And
Mm,
that's really easy to do as well. And a lot of people need help with that,
yeah,
because
yeah.
anybody who's busy needs help with this stuff.
That's true. And there are a lot of skills you can learn. So if you go on Skillshare or you go on Coursera or even YouTube, it's a great way to start learning a new skill. Just type whatever skill you want to learn and take a few courses on it or take a few videos in it, and you'll have a basic understanding of anything you want to learn about. Like I learned video editing online during COVID. I learned on iMovies. And I got my first job just because I knew how to edit videos. Like literally. If you know basic video editing, you can monetize that skill in so many different areas. You can get a job out of it. You can offer that services for editing a podcast, editing a YouTube video, editing a reel, any a TikTok video, whatever. There are so many creators out there and they don't have time to edit their own videos. So you can literally just offer your video editing skills to them. So
In
yeah.
fact, we get so many requests in our not so many, but we've gotten a lot of requests saying, "Hey, I can edit videos for you." So it's a really good way to just find, like, there's so many creators now on Instagram, and a lot of people do need help. As long as you have a strong portfolio, you're fine. And I'm sure you can find ways to leverage it using AI as well to scale it if you want. I quickly want to mention a couple of other ways that you can freelance, just so we've covered all the ideas that you could do. Freelance project manager. I'm going to speak in the context of marketing agencies because that's my experience, but lots of different kinds of agencies, IT work especially, need project managers to see a project from start to finish. And lots of times companies don't have that resource in house, and they need that help to make sure that it is delivered on time and on budget. So if you think you have those skills, you can get some certifications. There are some official Scrum Master certifications, which can be a bit expensive, but they recognize so well in this industry that you can just get online and start project managing for companies. And project management is actually something that gets paid really, really well. And you can get a job out of it as well. So you cover your bases both ways doing that.
And before we move on to our next thing, I just want to mention a few ways you can start getting clients for your freelancing. Great way to start online is just building your own portfolio through Fiverr, Upwork. Just put your listing there, and you'll get a lot of inbounds through those two specific platforms. But if you also start putting your expertise out there on LinkedIn, you get a lot of inbound requests through LinkedIn, as I mentioned in the previous section as well. And a lot of like freelancing requires great services. If you offer great services to one or two clients, you'll get so many people, like they'll refer you to other people who are looking for someone similar in the industry, and then you'll get a lot of inbounds like that. Like I started my freelancing journey a year and a half back, and a lot of people asked me if you could do freelancing for me, if you could do freelancing for me. I didn't have the time because I was also doing a full-time job. But like you do get a lot of inbound through just word of mouth. So all you got to do is make connections, have good relationship with your existing clients, and you'll get inbound for sure.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's move on to our next segment now, which is Amazon KDP. Now, I'm going to let Sanchi talk about this because she has some experience with this.
Okay, so what's Amazon KDP? It's Kindle Direct Publishing. So I have done this back in 2020 when I told you that I've tried multiple different online side hustles. One of them was KDP. And let me tell you, I did not earn a lot of money through it. Okay, so first I'll tell you what it is. So Amazon KDP is basically you publish your own books. So you publish, you're a published author, but you publish them on your own. You don't need a publishing company to publish them. And you get listed on Amazon. So all you have to do is create your book online, and it can you now when you're thinking, I'm not a writer, I can't do this, but it's not just for writers. You can create your own notebooks. You just need to create your own, like the cover, and have blank pages inside. So you have to create this on Canva. Go on Canva, do the cover, do pages inside. And once you know how many pages, the book cover, the style you want, you go there, upload that PDF file there, write the specifications, write the topic description, and you submit it. It's free to start. You publish your own notebook slash books slash coloring books, whatever you want to do on Amazon. You can choose what marketplaces you want to list on. It can be Amazon.com, Amazon Germany, Amazon Australia, Amazon America, whatever. Choose it. And then you're listed on that Amazon marketplace. And whenever you sell a copy, you get royalty for it. So that's what's Amazon KDP about. But the royalties you get are not a lot, even though it's 60% for Amazon. But a lot of time it really depends on the printing cost that comes down, and sometimes you just get $4, $5 per copy. I think you can definitely test it out, and if it works for you, that's great. It didn't work for me personally.
Also, you have to check if it's available in your country or not. It's with the research that we did, I believe it's not available in India if there's any
Mm,
Indian listeners, but it is available in other countries. And again, the key here is depending on what sort of book you publish in terms of the printing cost involved. So if you, let's say you post a black and white, simple pages, about 100 pages, based on my research, you can make a decent amount of money off of it. So it's just worth researching in because it is going to be a passive source of income. Once you've created it and uploaded it, it's there forever and you don't really have to do much work off of
that's
it.
true.
So
Mm,
the next thing that well, Sanchi has some experience with, I have lots of close friends who have done this, is drop shipping. Now, Sanchi and I both are not fans of drop shipping, but it's worth talking about. Now, as you would have heard of drop shipping, maybe in maybe 2 years back, this was really, really big. Everybody
mm.
wanted to start a drop shipping. No, maybe not even 2 years. 2020 to 2021, drop shipping was at its peak. Everybody wanted to drop ship, especially during COVID when e-commerce was peaking and people just wanted things to do with their time. Lots of people started drop shipping businesses to cater for that. What dropshipping essentially means is that you don't own the product. You have a business that you start. So you start a website for it, but you don't own the product. You have it listed on your website. When you get a sale, you get the manufacturer to deliver it for you. So what that means is that you don't actually have to do the legwork involved with, getting the product, shipping it, packaging it, branding it, all of that you don't have to do. The manufacturer does. Now, there are lots of pros and cons of this. Pros are obviously what I mentioned, that you don't have to do any of much of the work other than the website. It becomes very passive. But obviously, because you don't have control of the product, you don't have control of the quality of the product, you don't have control over the shipping times, if it's damaged goods, which means that you may have a lot of returns as well. And you have to run ads for it because how are people going to find you, which takes money? So when you're running Google ads, Facebook ads, you can quickly burn a lot of money without getting a sale.
Mm.
So it really depends on the product itself. And if you crack the code, then you can make decent amount of money. But I wouldn't care to start because yeah, it's not for me. I'd rather start a business and build a brand.
Yeah, that's true. Because if you're not like, as we mentioned in the start, if you're not passionate about it, it won't be sustainable long term. And dropshipping model, sure, if you want to make a quick buck, maybe you can, maybe try it out for yourself. But it's not sustainable long term, because if you're not building a brand, it won't work long term, because big giants like Temu and Shein will come and take it away from you, because they are literally based in China and they are literally offering product for $2. Like, why will someone pay 4x on the same product you're selling without properly branding it? Like, why will someone pay for it? They can literally go to
Yeah.
Temu and Shein to get the same product, right? So yeah, I think dropshipping is not really a great place to start. And yeah, anyways, let's move on to the next one.
Do you want to tell us what the next one is?
Yes, it's selling your own products. And this is very interesting because there are three different ways you can sell your own products. One is you can sell digital products online. And the second is where you create your own product, like handmade products. You make something yourself and then sell that. And the third is you source products, but not like drop shipping. You get, like, you go to a supplier or a manufacturer, you get that, you brand it, you properly build a brand and then sell it. So that's like the three ways we're going to talk about selling your own products. But I'm going to quickly touch on digital product because that's what I have experience with. And that's what we were talking about in the start. So what is digital products? It's actually you create it online and you sell it online. No physical goods are involved. So when people buy that from you, they get it completely online. So there is no inventory involved. There is no shipping involved. Like a lot of times it's you are creating the product online, so you don't even have to pay like wages and stuff. So it's very cheap to start, like literally very cheap. I used to create digital templates for small business owners could buy Instagram templates from me. That's what I used to create and sell on Etsy. So all I had was a free Canva account and I would create digital product there and I would list on Etsy, and listing fees was 20 cents per listing. It was a great model. I started earning around 250 to $500 per month after 5 months of starting. And I was very late because it took me a lot to figure a lot of things out. But I think you can start earning a lot faster as well. Selling your own digital products is a great place to start if you want to start a side hustle. And some things you can sell, like Notion templates. Notion is so in right now. You have to create a template and you can actually sell that.
I would pay for that, to be honest, because I like using Notion, but I can't be bothered sitting and making a template. I just, whatever, I just put notes, like that's all. But a
Yeah.
template would be so good.
Yeah, you can sell Wix templates, you can sell Shopify templates. If you know UI UX a little bit and you create your own templates, you can sell those as themes, the themes you buy on Shopify and all that stuff. Like that, you
Mm-hmm.
can you can create and sell. You can sell ebooks, you can sell ebook templates, you can do workbooks, you can do workbook templates, you can do artwork, you can sell your photography online. If you've taken a photo and you think like it would be a great photograph, if you someone will pay for it, you can sell that. And a lot of places you can start selling your digital products is on Etsy. You can build your own website on Shopify or Wix or whatever. Or you can also, like, if you're selling photography, you can start from places like Pixabay or Pexels. You can create your own account and sell it through
Mm-hmm.
that. So yeah, a lot of
Stock
people buy that.
images.
Yeah, stock images.
That's cool. That's actually really cool, and it obviously requires lots of just work. Not maybe not even lots of work. If you're passionate about it, it won't feel like a lot, and
Hmm.
it's passive. Again, that's what I love about platforms like Etsy. Like once you've uploaded it, you get those sales, and it doesn't require that much work to keep it going. Obviously, you have to make some enhancements, put some SEO stuff in, maybe create new products online to keep yourself relevant. But trust me, it's not that much work. You can just do it with your time that you have, and at one point becomes passive. So that's really cool. The other thing that you can do, which Sanchi is currently doing, I have done before, is start your own business, which means that you sell actual products and you build a brand around it. So, for people who don't know, I used to have a chai business where I would sell handmade chai blends and I would package it myself. I would make them myself. So, that's when it comes It was a handmade product technically, and I would make it and I would sell it on a Shopify website. I would also sell it on Etsy, and I would also sell it on other marketplaces. There was some Australian handmade marketplace that I would sell it on. So there's so many ways that where you can list your product. I remember there was like a handmade product listing directory, but it was like there was a deadline to it. It would happen for like 2 weeks of the year or something like that, and was all online. And I would list it there and sell it there, and I would make lots of sales from it as well. So you can do it in these different places, but obviously you've built a brand around it. You post on Instagram, you do all of that, and you feel passionate about it. So I made some money out of that as well. What are you doing?
I'm launching my own journal brand this year on the 31st of October, just an FYI. And it's like, of course, I'm going to source it from someone, but I'm creating the journal myself. So I'm going to create the contents and inside myself, like I'm designing it, I'm making it guided journal. So I have to write content and for it myself, and then I'll send that actual PDF to the supplier. They'll print it for me, create a journal out of it, and then I'll sell it to the people who want to buy from me. So that's another model where you can start your own brand. You have something of your own, like your designs or whatever, a unique thing that is unique to you, and then you find a supplier to create that for you, and then you brand it and sell it to people. So that's like starting your own brand. Of course, this has a lot more to it, but we are just touching on everything. So, what would you say is the difficulty level to start this?
Yeah, so it's hard to rate it. I think the Etsy bit or the digital products is probably like a 2 on 10. It's not so hard to do. Starting your own business is not hard, like just creating the website, figuring out your product, all of that is not hard. But to run a business is where the true test comes into play. So that's hard. I would give that a proper 8 on 10 to run an e-commerce business. But if you do it successfully, the income you can make from it is a lot. Like you can
Yeah,
scale that. So
yeah.
that's what's cool about it. And the last one that we're talking about is actually teaching somebody something. So that could be a form of coaching that you could do. It could be mentorship coaching. It could be consulting for a skill that you have. Sanchi, why don't you tell us more about it?
If you feel like you're an expert in one area, for example, if you think like you're great with a digital marketing skill, right? Like performance marketing, and someone wants to learn about performance marketing or even social media, someone wants to learn about social media, you can sell your services by either creating a course. You create a full-blown course that people can take and learn from you, and then market that through your own social media. You can put it on existing platforms like Skillshare, where people come and type social media management and they can take your course and you get royalty for it. Second way is to take workshops, but paid workshops. So you sell one workshop or a series of workshops where you can teach people about social media management. And the third way is to do one-on-one mentoring sessions. Like you do their audits, you can give them some tips and tricks on how they can improve. So basically like consulting, but you're giving them direct advice on how they can improve their social media. So basically offering your skills, offering your advice in exchange for money. So these are a few ways you can offer your teaching something skills.
Okay, cool. I think that's the end of our episode. Do you have a personal favorite amongst these that maybe you have tried or you haven't tried that you think is a great way to make money?
I personally, the route I'm going down now, like doing my own business, I think that's what I truly enjoy doing because it gives me the thrill. I'm doing something that I'm fully passionate about and I know it will work and it's fully online. I can do it from anywhere. So I think starting my own e-commerce store is what I personally enjoy the most, even though it has a very high difficulty level. But if someone who's just starting out and like getting into digital product business is also a great way to start.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think digital products is a really good way to start to make
Yeah.
that money initially. And other things that I really love is UGC content. I feel like it's still a bit untapped. Like there's so much potential there because my mom started a business, right? I know that my mom needed somebody in the UGC space. I don't know if she would have paid for it or not, but there are people who are willing to pay for it. So just
Mm,
thinking of that and just putting that into perspective is that everybody who starts a business needs that now, needs that social media relevance.
mm.
Affiliate marketing is great as well. I think that, if somebody purchases from a link fee from you and you get money off of it without really doing much, you just need to be influential. I think that's really cool as well.
That's true. Well, I think it was a great episode in terms of like we touched on so many things. All I have to say is choose something that you feel like you really resonate with and you really enjoy doing, because that's how you will be able to offer best services and you'll be able to give your 100% to something, and you'll learn a lot through it and you'll offer great things to other people as well, and it will be a win-win for everyone. Please choose something that you actually enjoy doing. Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If one of these resonated with you the most, tell us in the comments what that was. And if you do end up starting a side hustle, please tell us. We'd love to support you in any way we can. With that, we hope you have a lovely day ahead, wherever you are in the world. Lovely night ahead. And we'll catch you in our next episode.
Yes. See you. Thank you. Bye.